Today we're going to have the properties of rhombus. The first property that we have here is both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and all four sides are congruent. So in this picture that we have here, this is an example of a rhombus. So then since this is an example of a rhombus, we could say that this side right here, B and C, is parallel to A and D. So we can fill this in since we say that its opposite sides are parallel. So BC is parallel to AD, and AB is parallel to DC. You can change this around. You can have CD or DA. That's fine. Now we find the measures of the rest of these two. So first we have, it says here that all the four sides are congruent. So that means if this is 5, all the rest of these would also be 5. So that's 5 and 5. So then we can go ahead and say AD is 5 and AB is 5. Okay, so we have to move on to the next example that we have over here. Now this time around, we have expressions. I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, pause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over this. It's pretty much the same thing as this. The property says that both sides are congruent since all of the four sides are congruent. So these two are congruent. So we can go ahead and set this up equal to each other. So that would be 5x minus 5 equals 2x plus 4. So we subtract 2x from both sides. So minus 2x and minus 2x. So then we have, that is 3x minus 5 equals, that's gonna be 4. And then plus 5 and plus 5. So we get 3x equals 9 divided by 3. And divided by 3, so then our x is 3. Since our x is 3, we plug this x into the expression that we have here. So 2 times 3 plus 4. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4 is 10. So the length of AB is 10. So let's find the length of BC. Since this is a rhombus, so all of the sides are equal, it should be 10 as well. But we have to show the work for this. So 5 times 3 minus 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. Minus 5 is 10. So BC is 10. And so that means that AD would also be 10 and DC would also be 10. So CD is 10 and DA, this should be DA here, DA is 10. So they're all going to be 10. So that's the property right here. All four sides are congruent. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. Now let's move on to the second property right here. Opposite angles are congruent and the total interior angle of a rhombus is 360. So opposite angles are congruent. So from here, we can conclude that this angle right here is 153 since these two are opposite. Now, we are supposed to find for these two. So I'll put this in first here. So this is 153. So we're supposed to find for these two. By the way, this angle A and angle C should be congruent to each other since opposite angles are congruent. So if these two are congruent, that means this second opposite angles will be congruent. So how do we set up our equation for this? So it says that for every quadrilateral in which a rhombus is a quadrilateral, the total angle for all the interior angles would be 360. So we're gonna add everything. So to set up the equation, this is gonna be angle B plus angle D plus angle A plus angle C equals 360. And then we plug in the values. Angle B is 153 plus 153 plus angle A is missing. Now, angle A and angle C are equal. If if we continue to have angle C and angle A in the equation, we would not be able to solve the equation since there are two missing variables. But we know that angle C is equal to angle A, so I can go ahead and write angle C as angle A. So we have one variable left, so that is 360. So then if I add these two together, that would be 306. Plus angle A is 2 angle A equals 360. So then I subtract 306 from both sides minus 306. So then we are left with 2 angle A is equal to 360 minus 306 is 54. So then we divide both sides by 2. So divide this by 2, divide this by 2. So then we are left with angle A is equal to 27. So angle A is 27. Now we know that angle A and angle C are equal. So then we can go ahead and say angle C is also 27 degrees. So I'm gonna put that in here. So this one is 27 degrees and this one is 27 degrees. So opposite angles are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. The sum of these four is 360. So this is 27 degrees and 27 degrees. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So first, we say that opposite angles are congruent. So we're going to equal them to each other. So that would be 6x minus 10 equals 2x plus 30. So that's the equation that we have. Since, again, opposite angles are congruent, that means they're equal. So we equal them to each other. So we are going to subtract 2x from both sides minus 2x. So then we are able to get 4x minus 10 equals 30 plus 10 from both sides plus 10 here. So we are left with 4x equals 40 divided by 4 divided by 4. So then our x is 10. So the x here is 10. So if we plug in the 10 here, so that would be 6 times 10 minus 10. So 6 times 10 is 60. 60 minus 10 is 50. So this angle right here is 50 degrees. And so let's check this angle over here too. We plug in the x, which is 10. So 2 times 10 plus 30. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 30 is 50. So this angle is 50 degrees. So angle A is 50 and angle C is 50 degrees. Now these two angles are supposed to be equal each other since they are opposite angles. So this angle B is equal to angle D. Again, opposite angles are congruent. To set up the equation to solve for angle B and D, we actually have to do the same thing as this. So we're going to have angle A plus angle C, those two are equal, plus angle B plus angle D, those two are equal. All of these four are equal to 360. So we plug in the values. We have angle A is 50. So that's 50 plus angle C is 50 plus angle B plus we change this to angle B since both of them are equal. So I go ahead and say angle B equals 360. So then we got 100. So that's 100 right here. If we add them up together, plus 2 angle B equals 360. And then we subtract 100 from both sides minus 100. So we are left with 2 angle B equals 260. Divide both sides by 2. I divide this by 2 here. So then our angle B is 130, which is equal to angle D, 130 degrees. So that's 130 and 130. So So I go ahead and write here as 130 degrees and 130 degrees. So this one is 130. This one is 130. If you add 130 plus 50, 130 plus 50 is 360. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. Now we will have the third property of a rhombus. Diagonals bisect each other and perpendicular to each other, resulting in 4 congruent triangles. So looking at this picture that we have over here, we remember that the 4 sides of a rhombus are congruent. So these 4 sides are congruent. Now adding this properties that we have here, diagonals bisect each other and perpendicular to each other. So this one is 90 degrees. The two diagonals will form 90 degrees in the middle. And then this side right here is congruent to the other side since the diagonal was bisected. Again, bisect means that it was cut into 2 equal pieces. I'm gonna write that over here. Cut into 2 equal parts. So that's the definition for bisect. It was cut in half or cut into 2 equal parts. So it says that the diagonals are bisected. That means this half and this half are equal each other. And then this one right here, I'm going to use blue for this. So this third set of lines here, so this AE is congruent to EC because again, it was bisected. It was cut in half. So in this problem that we have here, since we are given that AE, so AE, the one in blue, is 9. So this is 9. And then BD is 8. So this means that this is 4. And this is 4. And then this is 9. Again, this picture is not drawn to scale. So then we go ahead and fill this in. EC is 9. So this is 9 right here. AC is 18. Because that's 9 plus 9 is 18. BE is 4. And ED is 4. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over this. We have AE, that's the, again, the properties of the of a rhombus is that. So again, since this is a rhombus, all the 4 sides are equal. So this set of parts here, AE and EC, are congruent. So if they are congruent, we go ahead and we go ahead and equal them to each other. So that is 3x minus 8 equals x plus 12. So we have minus x and minus x. So we are left with 3x minus 8 equals 12. So we add 8 from both sides plus 8. So we are left with 3x equals 20. And then divide both sides by 3. So we divide both sides by 3. So that's x plus 12, 3x minus 8. So that's plus 8 from both sides, plus 8. This is 20. By the way, this is 2x. So this is 2x. So we're left with 2x. We divide both sides by 2. Divide this by 2. So then we are left with x is 10. So if x is 10, so we go ahead and plug values in. So AE would be 10 plus 12 is 22. So AE therefore is 22. And that means that EC is also 22. Because if we plug it in, 10 times 3 is 30. 30 minus 8 is 22. So EC is 22. And then AC would be 44 because you have a 22 for the first half and 22 for the second half. So AC is 44. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!